I don't even care, man. I don't even care. Last night's episode of Raw was great. It had me hooping and hollering like a madman, and one line especially had me stunned. Believe you me, I don't get stunned very often. Oh, duck. But yes, this is Ups and Downs for Monday Night Raw, where we give the good bits an up and we give the bad bits a down. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Let's get to it. The whole opening to Raw was just spiffing, so straightforward, getting an up. We did kick off with a match between Roman Reigns and Jason Jordan. If you wanted any idea of how WWE sees Jason Jordan, he got a hell of a lot of offense in against the poster boy, Roman Reigns. It was a really good match. I mean, it didn't really make much sense that Jason Jordan lost again. So now last week he lost to John Cena, and this week he lost to Roman Reigns. So now he's like a pawn in their game. It came off very well here. Match was fine. All right with me. The real entertainment came afterwards when John Cena did come out, and once again we took the fourth wall and we just broke it down for everybody to see. It was what we've now come to expect, and if you're a casual fan, I have no idea what you're making of any of this because it really doesn't give you any context whatsoever, but it did feature the line by John Cena where he basically called Roman Reigns out for his wellness policy violation a couple of years ago, and let me tell you, that was stunning. I didn't see it coming. I genuinely never believed that WWE would go that far, and while that did happen like in a different decade or something, or at least it feels that way now, genuinely hit me aback. I was like, I can't believe they mentioned that. That's crazy. Cena does get the better of these exchanges, but doesn't mean it's not a joy to watch, because it is, and as long as Roman Reigns wins their match at No Mercy, it'll all work out fine, but that was a good start to Raw. I'll give an up as well to Sasha Banks versus Emma, even though it was a bit boring, or at least Nia Jax sounded well bored when she was on commentary. Cheer up, Nia. There's not much to say. Bliss was out there as well. Sasha won. And this was just a very nice, slow build to their four-way at the pay-per-view. Okay, cool. Whatever. Then, however, we did have the Brock Lesnar segment, and for the second time in the evening, I sat there watching like a bewildered cat. Whatever that is. Let's get it up. Began as always with Paul Heyman cutting a lovely promo and letting us all know that Brock Lesnar is the beast, and he ran through all the people he's beaten over the years, and it was like, Braun Strowman, this ain't kiddie time anymore, it's adult time, so you better bring your A game. If you don't bring your A game, you're gonna be like, thrown into oblivion or something. And well, Strowman obviously didn't agree with that, because he swandered down to the ring, and guess what he did? He whooped the ass of Brock Lesnar, and he no-sold a German suplex. Brock Lesnar's face was incredible. This whole segment was awesome. It made Braun look even stronger than he already did, if that was possible. And I now truly believe that Braun may have Lesnar's number. So guess what I want to do now? I want to watch him go at it at No Mercy, because that's called pro wrestling. I'm not sure who's going to win. I'm not sure how Lesnar's going to overcome this monster. That's fantastic. It's simple, but it's perfect. And again, remember how we all felt when the rumor was that Strowman was going to take on Lesnar at WrestleMania a couple of years ago, whenever it was. Look how much things has changed. So a salute to WWE. You have done a fine job. And this will be the biggest shock of the video, though, because we had a Bray Wyatt bit, and it's getting it up. Now we are going to throw a quick down in here because Wyatt did take on Goldust, which means at this stage, whatever Goldust was talking about a few weeks ago and having a protege, well, that's just been given up on, and that sucks. I was looking forward to seeing who was that going to be. Stop doing that stuff, WWE. I was going to say a bad word there, but I held myself back because I'm a good person. But come on, don't tease me. However, even though Bray did beat him in about 7 seconds, what he did afterwards was really good. He rubbed the face paint off Goldust's face because he was saying to Finn Balor, this is all you are, Finn Balor. You're a man that hides in front of face paint, and this is what I'm going to do to you. And this was good because it made sense. This is how he sees Finn Balor, and now he had some figurative and literal representation of that with a different person. Hey, I can understand that. And it wasn't gibberish just coming out of his mouth. Who knew that would work, eh? Who knew? And it's Bizarro land on Ups and Downs this week because Bray Wyatt gets an up, but all the tag team stuff was getting it down. Now this wasn't because it was bad, but it is just because there's not enough tag teams on Raw, so when we keep doing the same stuff with the same people, it does eventually start to feel a little long in the tooth, and I think that's kind of the territory we got into here. So we did have a match between Sheamus, Cesaro and the Club, but that got into a big schmoz, which meant later on in the night, we got a different match, which was the Hardy Boys and Ambrose and Rollins versus the Club and Sheamus and Cesaro. And these were all good, and it was fun, it was entertaining, and Rollins and Ambrose did some kooky stuff backstage, but it's just the same teams over and over again. I think we need to shake it up at least after the pay-per-view. So it's the down for the sake of the down, and really just because WWE does need to start, pulling a few different chords soon, but this wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just making an overcritical point. A big up for announcing that Asuka is coming to Raw this early on though. Now we can have loads of vignettes that will let the casual fans who don't know her from NXT understand why she's such a big deal, and we can all start getting excited about it, so when she does debut, we'll be like, oh, there she is. We've got to care. Love it. Love it. A quick down for the Elias segment though, because while he continues to be a really good heel and really entertaining, why are we jobbing out Callisto? He lost faster than a hiccup, even though we've got a cruiserweight division and a 205 live show that needs stars. Callisto can be a star. A few years ago, everybody loved him, and then you ruined him, WWE. Build him back up and put him over there. Ridiculous. Which brings us to Braun Strowman versus John Cena, and I'm not entirely sure about this for reasons I'm about to get into, but it is still going to get an up. Now really, I was just a bit sad to see these two guys thrown together in a random match on Raw. I was hoping that one day in the future we were going to build up to a huge bout between these two at a pay-per-view, or maybe even WrestleMania. Now you can still do that, of course, and it will still be excellent, but I just think it would have been a bit more excellent if we'd never seen them have a match. With that said, it was a lot of fun because Strowman once again kicked the crap out of John Cena, and it ended when he used the ring steps, which means John Cena technically won, but it was via DQ, and we all know what that means. It means no one won and no one lost, and it was a big schmoz. This did only help Braun, however, so now I'm like, what else can they do over the next few weeks and months to make this guy an even bigger star? Because right now, he's like, I don't know the names of any actual stars. Pluto, planets are stars, right? He's like Pluto. Braun Strowman is Pluto, and not the dog, not that Disney dog. He's not intimidating at all. I mean, technically the planet. Didn't they actually say that also Pluto wasn't a planet? Anyway, ignore that. My point is this. Braun Strowman right now is the best thing in WWE, and I'm in love with him. Which brings us to The Miz. Now, a lot of good things have been said about the man this year, and deservedly so. He's been on fire, but on this night, he took a step up further still. Massive up. This was clearly a public dressing down of Enzo too, who did come out after The Miz had announced that him and Maurice were having a baby. I think that's actually legit. So congrats to those two. And understandably, The Miz was a bit annoyed because he was like, why are you little peon, why are you interrupting my big announcement? Because he was wound up. The Miz then went on to say everything that we've been hearing as rumors over the last few months, and to be honest, made Enzo Amore look a bit like a dweeb. He talked about the bus segment, he talked about how nobody backstage likes him, he even said, you're basically how I was a few years ago, but you're never gonna get any respect. This was so good and so real and so believable, the crowd lapped it up, and within a few minutes, The Miz had become the babyface, and Enzo was the heel, and Enzo, who is represented by this hand, got booed. Booed. For my money, this does suggest that Enzo is actually on dangerous ground, because why would you do a segment like this in front of the crowd unless you were trying to drive the point home? But it doesn't matter. It was still a damn good segment, and I enjoyed every single second of it. And right now, The Miz is probably the MVP of 2017. I mean, he's just really good. His matches aren't the best thing in the world, but it doesn't matter because the entire package just firing on all levels. Now, it did end with a match, and that match is getting a down because it was horrible, because in between beating the crap out of each other, they got on the PA and started yelling at things, and I never like it when they do that because it's really stupid. However, as a whole thing, looking at it from start to finish, this was wonderful, and apparently WWE's new tactic is we're gonna break the fourth wall constantly, and we're gonna tell you everything that's going backstage, so you better keep up with it. And it was Raw, and I thought it was awesome, and I pretty much loved everything that happened, meaning, yeah, if I did give it down, I was just like, felt like throwing some fists in there for no good reason. But otherwise, fantastic show, and we've still got a couple of weeks till No Mercy, so who knows what they're gonna do next week. Also, we've got Vince McMahon on SmackDown later on, and what is gonna happen with that, and you'll be pleased to know, this face right here will be up and down in some SmackDown tomorrow. If you hate this face, a lot of hate is coming. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's Raw. Like, share, subscribe. Head on over to WhatCulture.com and read the ups and downs articles, which aren't written by me, so you get even more opinions. And follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. This was Ups and Downs. Yeah, that's right. You'll see me tomorrow.